Chapter 11. Then all Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. In times past, even when Saul was king, it was you that did lead out and bring in Israel. And the Lord your God said unto you, You shall feed my people Israel, and you shall be prince over my people Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel, according to the word of the Lord, by the hand of Samuel. And David and all of Israel went to Jerusalem, the same as Jebus, and the Jebusites, the inhabitants of the land, were there. And the inhabitants of Jebus said unto David, You shall not come in here. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, the same as the city of David. And David said, Whosoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be captain. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went up first and was made chief. And David dwelt in the stronghold, therefore they called it the city of David. And he built the city round about, from Millo even round about. And Joab repaired the rest of the city. And David waxed greater and greater, for the Lord of hosts was with him. Now these are the chief of the mighty men whom David had, who held strongly with him in his kingdom, together with all Israel, to make him king, according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had: Yashobeam, the son of a Hachmonite, the chief of the captains. And he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them at one time. And after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohi, who was one of the 3 mighty men. And he was with David at Postdamin, and there the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where was a plot of ground full of barley. And the people fled from before the Philistines, and they stood in the midst of the plot, and defended it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord saved them by a great victory. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down to the rock to David, unto the cave of Adullam. And the host of the Philistines were encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in the stronghold, and in the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed, and said, Oh, that one would give me water to drink of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 broke through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem, that was by the gate, and took it, and brought it to David. But David would not drink thereof, but poured it out unto the Lord, and said, My God forbid it me, that I should do this. Shall I drink the blood of these men that have put their lives in jeopardy? For with jeopardy of their lives they brought it. Therefore he would not drink it. And these things did the 3 mighty men. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, he was chief of the 3, for he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them, and had a name among the 3. Of the 3 in the second rank, he was the most honorable, and was made their captain. However, he attained not to the first 3. Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done mighty deeds, he smote the 2 altar hearths of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit in the time of snow. And he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high. And in the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and slew him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and had a name among the 3 mighty men. Behold, he was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not to the first 3, and David set him over his guard. Also the mighty men of valor, Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elkanah, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shemot the Herorite, Helez the Pelonite, Ira the son of Achish the Tekoe, Abiazar the Anatoi, Sibekai the Hushite, Eli the Ashohi, Machrai the Netophati, Heled the son of Banah the Tophathi, Ittai the son of Ribai of Gibeah of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah the Paratoni, Harai of Nahilgaash, Abiel the Arbati, Asmavet the Baharumi, Eliakba the Shelboni, the sons of Ashim the Gizoni, Jonathan the son of Shega the Harari, Achiam the son of Sekar the Harari, Eliaphah the son of Kepher the Macherathi, Ahiah the Peloni, Hezro the Carmeli, Naarai the son of Esbai, Yoel the brother of Nathan, Mibkar the son of Hagari, Zelek the Ammoni, Nachrai the Beroti, the armor-bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, Erah the Ithri, Gareb the Ithri, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad the son of Achlai, Adina the son of Shizah the Reubeni, a chief of the Reubenites, the 30 with him, Canaan the son of Machal, and Joshaphat the Mithni, Uzziah the Ashtarati, Shema and Yael the sons of Kotam, the sons of Kotam the Arori, Yediael the son of Shimri, and Yoka his brother, the Tizzi, Eliel the Machavi, and Yerubai and Joshaviah the sons of Elnaam, and Itmah the Moabi, Eliel and Obed and Yaasael the Mezobai. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Today we're picking it up here right after Saul's been killed. Saul's been slain, and now David, they're going to make David the king of Israel, and that's where we're picking it up. And this is kind of moves over as a overall oversight of David as he becomes the king and sets up his men who are going to help him secure the kingdom. In verse 1, then all Israel gathered themselves to David unto Hebron, saying, Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. Then all of Israel, those that contend with the mighty one, gathered themselves to David. David means that beloved or that chosen one, unto Hebron. And Hebron is the place of the association, saying, Behold, we are your bone and your flesh. That means we are your brethren. We are of the same spirit and flesh as you are. Verse 2, and in times past, even when Saul was king, it was you that did lead out and bring in Israel. And the Lord your God said unto you, You shall feed my people, Israel, and you shall be prince over my people, Israel. And in times past, and we don't have those stories right here, but we will get into a few of them. But in the book of Kings, all these stories are documented, how David went out while Saul was king, because Saul was trying to kill David most of the time. And David went out and did great deeds for Israel in the times past. Even when Saul was king, and Saul means that desired one, when he was king, Saul was the first king, that one they asked for, and that's basically what Saul means, this one that was asked for. Even the king, that which they asked for. And we'll remember when they asked for the king, that Samuel tried to tell them you didn't want a king, but they got their king, even that which was asked for, Saul. See that they chose him, he was a head above the rest for his side, what he looked like. And he was king, but he's dead, and now David, this one who had took care of many escapades while Saul was the king, they are going to anoint. And they have said in times past, see, that he did lead and bring in Israel, those that contend with the mighty one. And the Lord your God said unto you, You shall feed my people Israel. And this word feed right here, I know a lot of people think it means feed, but this word is ra'ah. And this word is to pasture or to tend or watch over, like a shepherd would do, not necessarily feed. and you shall be prince over my people, and this is a ruler over my people Israel, even those that contend with the mighty one. 3. So all the elders of Israel came to the king to Hebron, and David made a covenant with them in Hebron before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel according to the word of the Lord by the hand of Shamuel or Samuel. So all the elders of Israel, they come down to the king in Hebron, or they come down to Hebron, because there David would rule for 7 years and 6 months, and this place of Hebron is that place of association. So all these that contend with the mighty one, they come down to the place of association, and David, the chosen one, made agreement with them, made a covenant with them in that place of the association before the Lord. Before the Lord. And they anointed David king. They anointed David, the chosen one, the king over Israel, over all those that contend with the mighty one, according to the word of the Lord, and according to God's word, that which God establishes. See, because God said, yes, told Samuel, give him the king, and then he told Samuel who to go make king. And it was done by the hand of Shemuel. And Samuel, or this work of Samuel, and because Samuel is that one who listens to the mighty one. 4. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, the same as Jebus and the Jebusites, and the inhabitants of the land were there. So David now, we're going to go to a time when David's going to go take over Jerusalem, this place of the teachings of peace, or Shalom, Salem. It's the same place as was mentioned in Genesis, this place of Salem, where Shem was the ruler, and he was the son of Noah. And David, this chosen one, and all of Israel, those that contend with the mighty one, went down to Jerusalem, even that city, that place of the teachings of peace. And the same is Jebus. The same is Jebus. That means that threshing place. And Jebus is that place where they would bring the harvest, thresh it out, separate it. See, separate it. And the Jebusites, these that thresh, those are those that thresh, the inhabitants of the land were there. 5. And the inhabitants of Jebus, the threshing place, said to David, you shall not come in here. Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion. The same is the city of David. And these inhabitants of Jebus, we would remember this story there when they fought. They said, you can't come in here lest you get past the blind and the deaf. And these were the 2 pillars that held the gate, one on each side. And in the place of Jebus, that threshing place, or that same is Jerusalem, that place of the teachings of peace. But nevertheless, David, that chosen one, took the stronghold of Zion. Zion, we know all about Zion. It's that parched place. It's that marker God set there from a long time ago. See, the same as the city of David, that city of the chosen one. That marker, though, that God set there a long time ago. See, even Jerusalem, see, even Salem, when God was punishing all the land around it, see, destroying the sons of Noah, trying to show the ones in Jerusalem to turn, the same example he would make again, see, using Judah and Israel. It's the same example. It's the way God does things, see. That's why they call it Zion. It's that parched place. It's that place that was set a marker even from the time of Noah's generation. See, now we're in the time, we've come to this time of David and this generation here and this new beginning. God's going to make another example, see, the second one. And we'll find out the same thing's going to happen. 6. And David said, whosoever smiteth the Jebusites first shall be a chief and a captain. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went up first and was made chief. And David said, the chosen one, and said, whosoever smites these Jebusites, whosoever can enter in that city and take over even that threshing place and those of it, David said, I will make him chief and captain. And Joab, it means God is Father, the son of Zeruiah, and this is that balsam. Zeruiah means that balsam of God, and What it is this balsam is a wood. When you break it, it oozes out, and it's going to seal off the cut of the limb or where it's broken, and it heals itself. Even that healing of God, and he went up, and first he went up in the beginning, and he was made the chief. God his father, or Joab. 7, and David, chosen one, dwelt in the stronghold. Therefore they called it the city of David. And they did, and that's what it would be known as, including, and 8, and he built the city around about, from Millo even round about, and Joab repaired the rest of the city. And he did build the city round about it, this Millo, and Millo is that rampart, it's that mound, and it represents that ability to build that which to get over the wall or to fight behind. And Joab repaired the rest of the city, and God his father repairs the rest of the city, even where they had destroyed it to take it over. And David waxed greater and greater, for the Lord of hosts was with him. Because God was prospering him, just like he said he was going to do. He was going to raise up this mighty one, even this one that he has promised to. 10. Now these are the chief of the mighty men whom David had, who held strongly with him in his kingdom, together with all Israel, to make him king according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel. Now these are the chief and the mighty men whom David had, or this beloved one, this chosen one, had, who held strongly with him in his kingdom, who stayed with him and fought with him and to secure his kingdom, together with all Israel, all those that contend with the mighty one, to make him king. They're going to make David king according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel, according to exactly now what God said. Even in the beginning, we can read it. It's even documented in Deuteronomy, according to Israel, all those that will contend with the mighty one. 11, and this is the number of the mighty men of whom David had: Yashobeam, the son of the Hachmoni, the chief of the captains. He lifted up his spear against 300 and slew them at one time. And that's Yashobeam, or Yashobeam, the turned back of the people. These even of the people that are turned back. He was of the Hachmoni. And these Hachmoni are those that act wise, those that act wisely. And he did slay these 300 at one time, and we'll find this was a story with his spear. And the spear is that which can be thrust forth from the hand against these 300. And these 300 is this complete judgment in this one time, or even in that period of that beginning. 12, and after him was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahohi, who was one of the 3 mighty men. And after him was Eleazar. This mighty one has helped, even this one whom the mighty one has helped, the son of Dodo, and that is the beloved, his beloved. He is one of the Ahohi, who is one of the 3 mighty men. And these Ahohis are those that are brotherly. The Aho, and that's brother, that's to be brotherly. See those, and the he is the plural. The Ahohi, those that are brotherly. Even we will find out of that association, who was one of the 3 mighty men. Even one of these 3 mighty men, who in the beginning would make it complete. 13, he was with David at Pasdomim, and there was the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where was a plot of ground full of barley, and the people fled from before the Philistines. And he was with David, Eleazar, at Pasdomim, and Pasdomim is that it's that it just flat takes away, that plain. It's the plain of that which takes away is what that is, and it's the place that's flat. It's made flat. That's what the pas is. It's a plain. And there the Philistines were gathered together to battle, where was a plot of ground full of barley. And that barley, even we would see, would be in the very early years part of the year if the barley's still growing. And the people fled from before the Philistines, even those that are the drifters that had drifted away a long time ago. But they stood in the midst of the plot and defended it, and slew the Philistines, and the Lord saved them by a great victory. Even these mighty men we would find that stood up in the barley, that which represents the beginning of the harvest. And they defended it, and they slew the Philistines, and they slew all those that had come down against it. 15. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down to the rock to David, unto the cave of Adullam. And the host of the Philistines were encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And these three, this complete, even of the 30 chiefs, these 30, because 30 is to complete the law, and that's going to be for dedication. And this is going to be the complete dedication, even all these chiefs that went down to the rock to David, to the chosen one, unto that cave of Adullam, which is God's judgment, even the place of God's judgment, or where God rules, God's orders, God's law, these laws of judgment even. To the host of the Philistines, even all those drifters, these wanderers, were encamped in the valley of the Rephaim. And the Rephaim means, a lot of people think this is the place of the giants. It is this place of the giants, these places even of great healings, these places of even great healings. 16, and David was then in the stronghold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And that Bethlehem, even that house of bread, see, the Philistines had set their garrison there, or that's where their stronghold for their army was at. 17, and David longed and said, "Oh, that one would give me water to drink of the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate." And even that place of judgment, where they gathered in judgment, because see, we'll find out that the Philistines had took over, and they was ruling over Bethlehem, that house of the bread, that which represents the substance for the flesh and the spirit. And David longed to drink from the well there. 18, and the 3 broke through the host of the Philistines, and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem, that was by the gate, and they took it and brought it to David. But David would not drink thereof, but poured it out unto the Lord. He wouldn't drink the water that these 3 brought back to him after they had broke through. The Philistines, these 3 that broke through, all the drifters, and drew the water out of that well, even that well of the house of bread that was by the place of judgments, and they took it and they brought it to David, to David, the chosen one. But David wouldn't drink it. He poured it out unto the Lord. 19, and said, "My God forbid it me, that I should do this. Shall I drink the blood of these men that have put their lives in jeopardy? For with the jeopardy of their lives they brought it. Therefore he would not drink it. And these things did the 3 mighty men." And even these 3 mighty men, these that would make complete, that brought the water from the well, and David wouldn't drink it, because David interpreted it, see, as the blood. These men had risked their lives. They had put their life on the line for him and his satisfaction. We'll see. 20. But he would not partake of it. 20. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, he was chief of the 3, for he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them, and had a name among the 3. And Abishai is my father's offerings, or my father's blessings, gifts, presents, the brother of Joab, and we know Joab, God his father. And you just remember Joab. Joab was a mighty man. He did great things in the kingdom of God. And he was chief of the 3. Abishai was. He was the brother of Joab. And even chief of these 3 we'll find of the second row, even that witness. For he lifted up his spear against 300, and slew them, against complete judgment. That's 300. And slew them, we'll find out, and had a name among the 3 of these that would make complete. 21, of the three in the second rank. He was the most honorable and was made their captain. However, he attained not to the first three. So he wasn't as important as those ones in the first rank. My father's offerings were not as important as those in the first rank of the first three, those first that would make complete. But he was in the second rank. Now witness that second rank. He was the most honorable, and he was made their captain. However, he didn't attain to the first rank, who would make complete. 22, Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, the son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, who had done mighty deeds. He smote the two altar hearts of Moab. He went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit in the time of snow. And Benaiah, the established of God, the established of God, the established of Yah, my established of Yah, he is the son of Jehoiada, and that is God knows. God knows. God understands. He is a son of a valiant man of Kabzeel, those that are gathered of the mighty one. And God knows all those that are gathered up by the mighty one. And he did go down, and he smote the two altar hearths of Moab. And those two altar hearths, now witness those two altar hearths of Moab, even of her father, because he went down also and slew a lion in the midst of the pit. And that lion in the midst of the pit in the time of snow, or even in the period of snow, that period that represents a whiteness or a purity. 23, and he slew an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high, and in the Egyptian's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam, and he went down to him with a staff, and plucked the spear out of the Egyptian's hand, and slew him with his own spear. And he slew this Egyptian, Benaiah did, this Egyptian, one of these from the land of enclosures, a man of great stature, 5 cubits high, and this 5 cubits, because there's always some grace measured out in the heights, and in the Egyptian's hand, or in his works, this one from the land of enclosures, was a spear, this which can be cast forth like a weaver's beam, just like this beam that would weave the cloth, weave on a loom. And he went down to him with a staff, or just with a rod. A staff is something you would hold in your hand to walk by, to go by. It represents a rule to follow, and plucked the spear, that which could be cast forth, out of the Egyptian's hand, or from the works of the one from the land of enclosures, and he slew him with his own spear. 24. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and had a name among the three mighty men. And these things did Benaiah. Benaiah is that one who was established by God. He was the son of Jehoiada, the one whom God understands. And he had a name among the three mighty men, and the three would be completely. 25. Behold, he was more honorable than the 30, but he attained not to the first three. And David set him over his guard. Behold now, look and see, he was more honorable than the 30, and the 30, once again, would be to complete the law and for dedication, but he attained not to the first three, even in beginning that which makes complete. And David set him over his guard. 26. And also the mighty men of valor, Asahel, his brother, and Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elkanah, the son of Dodo, of Bethlehem. And Asahel, will remember, is the brother of Joab. He is the one who was slain. His brother Joab would retaliate for that, and that's what got Joab started in his mess. We will find that all documented in the book of Kings. And Asahel, this is fashioned, or this is shaped and created by the mighty one. He is the brother of Joab. God is the father. And Elkanah, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem. And Elkanah, God has mercy. God has pity. He is the son of Dodo, and that is his beloved. That is whom God has pity on, his beloved. He is of Bethlehem, and the house of bread, that house of bread, even that which nourishes the soul and the flesh, 27, and Shemot, the Harori, Helez, the Pelani, and Shemot, the Harari, this even Shemot, this is Shemot is the desolations, or to be great desolate, to those of desolated, that is desolated, or and he is of the Harari, and these Harari are those of the mountains, and those represent the high places. Helez, Kelez, the Pelani, and Kelez is he has removed that which has been removed. He has removed, and he is the Pelani, to be separated, or to actually be marked out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just stop right here, and because it starts getting confusion if I go through here and break this all up. So I'm gonna start here and just read these down, because I've translated these, and these actually just gonna read. 27, these are the desolations, those of the mountains, those are the high places. He has removed, to be separated or marked out. Those awakened, to the twisted or distorted, those of warning. My father's helpers, those of answers, my weavers, that's verse 29, Sibakai, my weavers, those that hurry, my exalted, those that are brotherly, the Ahoki, 30, my anxious, those that drop throughout, words of affliction, those that drop, 31, near to me, strivers of the hill city, those high places once again, even that exalted place, Benjamin, the son of my strength, established of God, those that are princely, 32, these linen weavers at the brooks of trembling, my father's mighty ones, those of the house of sterility, 33, even to the might of death, the young men, whom the mighty one is hidden, those in the place where they dig. 34, those that are fat in the place of the shiver God has given to go astray, the mountain dwellers, those of the high places. 35, the brother of mother. And this is Achiam. Achiam is the brother, and Achiam, Eam is going to be mother, or my mother, the brother of my mother. The higher, those mountain dwellers, or those of the high places, the mighty one intervenes in the fire, and that's 36. Of shame. Shame. Kefer means shame, or the shameful. Those stabbing the brother of God, this even that brother of God, those that are marked out, even those that are marked out we have mentioned. 37, hetero, that those surrounded by walls, those of the garden land, my young servant, my humbled, and we've remembered these, those of the garden land, that's Carmeli, that's the Carmeli, and Carmel is the garden land. 38, Yoel, God is the mighty one, the gift of choice, those that shoot forth. 39, Zelek, the split, or those that are divided, those of the nations snorting at the wells. God is the father of the healing salve, and these would be the ones we're talking about. 40, Ira, those that have awakened to the Itri of abundance. See, this is those that have awakened to the abundance. Gareb, the scab, or that itchy scab, he was of the Itri, he was of the abundance, and that's what they've awakened to. 41, Uriah, the flames of God, those in terror, the Hitti, they are the bestowed. And Achlai is the lass. It means alas, if only, even if it was so, This is a word that can be translated many ways, but what it is the sound that we would hear if a bird of prey would swoop down. It would be the scream you would hear it cry as the shadow of its wings passed over you. 42. Adonai, with pleasure and splendor, those who witness the Son. 30. Because, see, 30 is that dedicated. 42. And the 30 with him. See, this 30 is that which is dedicated because it's going to complete the law. 43. Canaan. He's the son of Maacah, and Canaan, that's the mercy. Remember, Canaan, the mercy. He is like unto God, Maacah. And that's God's judgments, Yehoshaphat. Remember, God's judgment, God's rules, God's laws, of those of endurance, because, see, God's law is going to endure. And 44, Utziah. These are the strengths of God. Those of the stars, the obedient, that's swept away by the mighty one. The signet, that's Hotam, of the destitute. And this is the signature of those that are destitute, those that are swept away by the mighty one. This mighty one, God said he's going to establish in the earth. We're going to find out. God's going to make another example of the same example he's just made. 45, Yadiel. And this is that which is made known of the mighty one. It's made known of the mighty one. Those of the dregs, that God gives life, and they go forth. Even the might of the mighty one. That's 46. The might of the mighty one. Those that propagate my contentions. Those that keep bringing them about. That God makes to resemble the mighty one of delight, this El Naam. The orphan, the Etma, the Moabite, and this is the orphan of those of her father. 47, Eliel and Obed and Yasael, the Mezobai. And this is the might of the mighty one. It is serving the maker of the mighty one, even those that set one up. Okay, we are going to move forward now to chapter 12, so turn and return.